Alright, so I have 1,000 miles on this 2025 KTM 390 Enduro R. It's time to do a review. Hey everybody, this is Dave Blair, and this is my 1,000-mile review on the 2025 KTM 390 Enduro R. Alright, so I'm not a reviewer, but I've got 1,000 miles on this. I feel like I'm ready to talk about it, so let's dive in. I'm not a reviewer. I'm not going to give you all the specs on this thing and everything, but I will tell you what I like and what I don't like. Okay, so starting with the back right here, or let's start with the tires. All right, these are Karoo 4, and they're actually pretty good tires. Decent in the dirt, but really good on road. And let's see. Yep, you can see right here, it says tubeless. Okay, so 21 in front, 18 in the back. Metzler Karoo 4 tires. Pretty good. The other thing I like about this is the chain cover and the chain guard down here. Now, a lot of off-road bikes don't come with this guard down here. And I've seen people get a stick in there and throw their chain off. So if you're going off-road, especially through the bush, it's a good idea to have one of these lower chain guards and the top chain guard, just to keep stuff out of your chain. So I really like that. That was a good. The rear foot pegs I don't like. They flop down, so I just zip tied mine. I don't intend on carrying somebody on the back, but I suppose if they broke down, I could always just snip those off and give somebody a ride if I had to. So I put a rear rack on this, and again, I don't know why. So this has some nice grab handles here. I don't know why they don't come with a rear rack. It can't be that expensive. So I didn't like that it didn't come with any rear rack, but again, this was like 125 bucks or something. So that's not bad. All right. These foot pegs are pretty good. They're pretty wide. I like them. You can remove the rubber out of here. I don't really feel it's necessary. I'd rather have them in there. Another thing I like about this is its top speed. So I'll put in a clip here, but I think I did 104. Which is pretty good. I wanted something that could hit 100 miles an hour. Not that it's comfortable doing it, but sometimes you need that. You need to get up to that speed to pass people. All right, quick shifter. This bike definitely spring for it. I love the quick shifter. Quick shifter's awesome. They had a problem with the kickstand, and I've had 2 recalls on this so far. That was fixed. Also, this had a problem with it cutting out, basically stalling at low speed, and that was an ECU fix. So they've done that. Although I will say the one thing I don't like about this bike is it doesn't really have low speed crawlability or lugability, which means like if you're going up some steep hill at a slow crawl, it's not really doable on this bike because it likes to be revved out. Yeah, the low speed is not very good. Again, quick shifter good, chain guard's good, tires are really good. Hand guards. These are like wind deflectors. I wish this would have come. I don't understand why they don't come with hand guards. You know, like Bark Busters or something. It can't be that expensive. Another thing I like is the adjustable suspension. Although I will say this is not a dirt bike. This is not a motocross bike. You're gonna bottom, especially that rear fork or rear shock. I bottomed that out before. So again, this is a great bike for exploring trails like this. Even I've done some rocky stuff. It's pretty good on the rocky stuff too. It's got high ground clearance. Here's another thing. You know, I put on this improved skid plate. The one that comes on here is thin, is silver. It looks awful. I had to reverse the horn mount so it would clear there. But yeah, so a couple of mods. But I don't understand why they don't sell these with a decent skid plate on it, like something like this. And it goes back. It covers the whole exhaust. I like the sight glass for the oil. Is nice touch. My Honda Africa Twin doesn't even have that. I have to pull the dipstick to check the oil. And again, you can check your fluids. Yeah, I like that. I like that they give you a tie down here. You know, you're gonna need a bag. I know a lot of people just put on a backpack, but I don't really like wearing a backpack. And yeah, so get yourself some bags so you can throw some water and stuff like that in it, or any tools you might need. The other thing, I love this exhaust. Okay, it's not very loud, which I appreciate, because I have Harley Davidsons and sport bikes going by my house and just so loud. It really bugs me when I'm out in the backyard at the pool. So I appreciate a quiet exhaust. The other thing I love about this is the low exhaust. At first I thought it might be a problem, especially if you're going through water crossings and stuff like that, but it's not. It's plenty high enough, and even if you do get into deep water, as long as you're accelerating and you got air coming out, you should be fine. You know, I don't think the water's going to travel in there and be a problem. Again, adjustable suspension is nice. The rear shock could have been better. Again, you know, if you want to take this over jumps and you know, hit these like whoop-de-doos here and stuff, this is not the right bike for that. You need a dirt bike, and this is not a dirt bike. So yeah. What else? Love the exhaust. Love the sight glass. I love the new skid plate I put on there. I ordered hand guards, and my clutch lever I still need to replace because I dropped my bike and I broke the clutch lever, and they told me 5 weeks to order this thing, so that's a little concerning. I feel like if this was a Honda or Kawasaki, it would have been already installed by now. But so I'm a little concerned. I know this is made in India, so I'm a little understanding. And you know, again, when I bought this bike, this was the only one in Arizona when I bought it. And I will tell you, so MSRP was like $5,500, and out the door I spent $7,500 with taxes, title, all the other fees. I even think there was a tariff fee in there, but $7,500 out the door. Yeah, and then I added the skid plate, the rear rack. Oh, the mirrors. I really did not like the round mirrors that this thing came with, and if I didn't have these double take mirrors on here, I'm sure I would have broke that mirror too. So double take mirrors, good investment. Again, I really like having the bag, and this also has another top bag that I could put on there too if I need extra. So far the bikes run good. Again, it doesn't have the low speed luggability, but for what I use it for, again, just exploring, having fun on the trails, it will, you know, I have gotten airborne over some of this stuff, and it will do it, but you can bottom out the shock. So just know that going in, you better stand up so you don't kill your back. Yeah, chain guards. I really like this bike. Oh, the number one thing I don't like about it is the small gas tank. So I think this is 2.4 gallons, and it'll do 125 miles on a tank, which is why I bought the bag, so I can carry extra fuel in a fuel bladder, or you could get fuel bottles. But yeah, that's just not enough range. You know, I think like a 3-gallon tank, you know, over 150 miles would have been nice. I did put on some bar risers here, raise this up an inch. I don't know if that was necessary. Again, it makes your cables tight. Again, I still have full left to right lock. That's not a problem. So 1 inch you can get away with, and it is more comfortable. This is my cruise control right here. It works. It's pretty cheap solution there. But yeah, the two things I don't like about the bike: not a big enough gas tank, which I can solve by carrying extra fuel, even though I don't like doing that. And there's no fuel gauge on here. You know, that's kind of, I don't know. I would have liked a fuel gauge, because I have range anxiety a little bit. If anybody has run out of fuel before, it's just like, I don't like it. I get nervous, especially like if I know I got like a quarter tank. All right, tires I like. Oh, the seat is really comfortable. Again, it's like narrow here, but it's wide, and these sides are tapered, so it's a nice, wide, comfortable seat. I haven't had any problems with that. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know what else to cover. Again, it's got the top speed. I could hit 104. You wouldn't want to hold it there, but I have cruised at 90 on this thing down the highway, which is a good speed. Again, we have a 75 mile per hour out here in Arizona, so 90 is if you can hold that, which I can, that's good. And I still have extra. If I need to get up to 100 to pass somebody, I can do it. Yeah. Oh, the colors. Okay, so I'm old school. I liked it when your Kawasaki's were green, your Hondas were red, your Suzuki's were yellow, your Yamahas were blue. And okay, I understand you go with orange, right? I mean, orange isn't my favorite color, but I do like it. But I just wish the back part wasn't white. You know, I wish it was all orange. Orange and black would have been perfect. Yeah, I really don't like the white. And as an idea or whatever, they used to have like Xbox where you could swap out the front plate, or you could change the panels. I think even PS5 does that too, where you can change out the panels. You can get them painted, decorated, different colors and stuff. It would have been nice if they had, just easily swappable, like, hey, I want to swap these to orange or black, or, I don't know. I think if the dealer offered different colors, that you could say, oh, I like the white, but I wish it was all white. You could swap the front and then it would be all white. Or you don't like the white, you could swap it to orange or something, simple. Not all the colors in the rainbow, but, just a little bit would have been nice. And again, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. I don't know. That's just an idea. Because again, I think this bike would look much better if it was all orange and black. All right, quick shifter's a must. Yep, I think I covered it all. I like this bike. It's a ton of fun to ride. It's fun on the road. It's fun off-road. Although you don't want to take it in too challenging. If you're in too challenging, it's not that fun. Oh, and it's the weight, 360 pounds, 350, 360. And when I wrecked, I picked this up uphill, and I was carrying 2 gallons of fuel too in the back bag right here. That's why I was in a hurry to pick it up, because it fell on the fuel bladder. But no, I picked it up uphill, and I'm not a big He-Man or anything, but I'm 6 foot, about 230. So yeah, nice and light that you can pick it up. Whoa. All right. Couldn't get my foot down. Oh. I don't want to lose my fuel. Do I wish it was lighter? Yes. Do I wish it had a bigger gas tank? Yes. All those things. But still, I'm very happy with the bike. I'm happy with how fast it goes. It's good on the road. Again, these tires are great. I have full confidence in, bending the corners, taking curves in high speed, no problem. Now off-road, they're not great sand tires, and they don't give you a whole lot of confidence on turns in the dirt. When you have to get over here in the dirt, yeah, I would, if you had a proper knobby on here, it would give you more traction in the dirt. But these are fine for what I do. Again, this is not a dirt bike. If you want a dirt bike and you want to hit these whoops and rail those berms and hit these jumps, well, you want to get a dirt bike with full suspension and knobby tires. That's not this bike. This is not an enduro bike either, even though they call it an enduro. But this would be awful for taking through like single track, rocky, rutted stuff like that, where you're might be slow speed. It just doesn't have the torque and the low down luggability that you need for that type of riding. But this is more of a trail explorer bike, yeah, and I've been enjoying it. So, all right, that's my pretty quick review. I think I labeled off the stuff I like and don't like, and yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. How about a thumbs up? Thank you.